Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'll be doing, guess what? I'll be painting a swan today. So we'll be doing a lake with a swan, not swimming, but the swan is just on the water. All right. So we will only be using a few colors today. So you will not be stressing so much about the colors because sometimes I use unique and unusual out of this world colors. So today my colors are pretty basic. So we have titanium white, primary blue, black, burnt sienna, lemon yellow. I'll be using a little bit of red later, but that would be later and for only for the beak of the swan. All right, so I'm gonna sketch first the subject. Oh, by the way, before we sketch the subject, yeah, I think we should sketch first the subject before we underpaint it. All right, my plan is to, my original plan was to underpaint it before I do the sketch, but I realized we should sketch first and then we'll just do the underpainting later. All right, the streets are very noisy at the moment. Okay, so for the sketch, I'm just gonna use my burnt sienna. All right, this is just to let you know where things are gonna go. I'm not gonna sketch the swan just yet, but just to let you know where the horizon, where the waters, where the grasses are gonna go. It's very quick, don't worry too much. Oh, there's an ant. All right, so I'm gonna divide first my canvas. So the horizon will be just, if this is my midline, okay, I'm gonna go right here. It's like 1/3. All right, I'm gonna do a straight line. If your line is not that straight, it's okay. You can always correct that later. The purpose of this is just to identify where things are gonna go. All right, like that. So that will be the horizon. And here will be grasses. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of black. Since we're at it already, I might as well use something that I'll be using later. That is brownie color and some black color. So this will be grasses. Again, we're just sketching, guys. I'm just trying to help myself in identifying where things are gonna go. This is not the actual thing, okay? So right, like that. And then this will be the water area. There will be some reflections in the water. Okay, this will be the water. I'm doing some horizontal brush strokes because that's the movement of water, especially the still one, the what do you call that? Quiet waters. All right, and the swan, right? Just to let you know, I'm gonna use my black. The swan will be right here. Like that. Okay, this is a very rough sketch. Okay. This one is like that. We'll be doing a little bit of perspective later. Okay, so you have an idea. It's really weird looking at the moment, but today my focus is to do waters and do the swan. I think I'll be painting waters today more than the swan. The swan just gives life to the painting, but if I just want to paint something like a landscape type or waterscape, I would have painted just or I would have been painting just the waters. But I would like to have some life to the painting. That's why I'm adding some swan or a swan. So yeah, let's proceed now, guys. So I'm gonna use a little bit bigger brush. So this size. So just get a regular brush that you have. We're just doing the underpainting now. So I'm getting my primary blue, add white, add black. So it should be grayish blue or muted blue, add black. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown. Okay, maybe this color. I'm gonna try. So again, I'm doing some horizontal brush strokes. I'm gonna add more water. Okay, now I'm gonna get my white and black. I'm not washing my brush. Okay. I want to create some gray colors just on top of that bluey color, but because of the presence of the blue, the blending looks more the blending is quite easy. Try to blend the colors, the blue and the gray, and take advantage of the time while the paint's still wet. I'm gonna get my burnt sienna plus black. Okay, make it dark brown, really dark. Not black, but just dark. Again. Now I'm gonna cover the sketch for the swan. Just remember where you place your sketch. Okay, I'm trying to do some blending. Okay, here. Alright, like that. Alright, now I'm gonna add a lot of white to the existing brown on my paintbrush. And I'm gonna, like this color, I'm gonna use water and just cover the remaining part of the canvas. Right. Remember to use horizontal brush strokes, okay? I'm gonna apply that color also here. This is to suggest reflections of the clouds or the skies. All right, like that. This is the first layer for the underpainting of the waters. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my brush out. I don't want the white paint to mix with the black, so I'm gonna get my black, again brown, just make it dark brown, and I'm gonna darken this corner. Again, stick to the horizontal. I keep saying horizon. Stick to the horizontal brush strokes. I know that it doesn't make sense at the moment, simply because we're still in the underpainting stage, right? But later, we'll do our best, you know, to make sense out of this stage. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. Okay, I want to change this color to a little bit of violet. So if you have your violet, get it. But since I don't have my violet here, I don't want to stand up and get it from my storage area. I'm just gonna add a little bit of red here and mix it with the existing blue so that I create violet. So I'm gonna get white, red, and blue. Okay, again, more red to make it more violet. This is 2. Okay, I'm gonna add more red. Alright, and then white. Okay, so this is more violet or purple. I'm gonna add black just to tone the color down. Okay, I'm gonna use this to check. Yeah, this is more. This is I think this is the right color or better color. I'm gonna get my white. So I'm correct, guys, that I'll be painting water more than show you how to paint a swan. I'm correct. All right. Okay, we're not yet done, definitely. Here as well. I'm going to lighten, create some spaces. Okay, now let's go back to this area just above the horizon. So I'm gonna get my brown. We already have that color, mixture of black and brown. And I'm just gonna underpaint this area with that color. For this area, I suggest you move your brush strokes on a vertical direction. It's not super vertical. I'm sometimes doing diagonal lines, but yeah, just be consistent with the upright brush strokes. These are grasses, so they should be upright. Okay, I'm gonna lighten it. So I'm gonna get my brown and then lemon yellow. I'm gonna lighten it on the right side. Okay, my canvas paper is quite absorbent, so I'm I need to wet my brush every time so that I can keep the paint gliding smoothly on the canvas. All right, I will use my what do you call this? I will use my, sorry guys, it's still, yeah, it's 12 noon here. I don't know what's going on with me. I'll be using my fan brush. That's it. I almost forgot what to call that. So I'm gonna use my fan brush for this area. For now, this will be the underpainting. I'm gonna get my black, and I'm gonna try to go in. Okay, the blue is mixing. I'm gonna try to go in between. This is just to suggest depth. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna go and get my fan brush. Okay, this is my fan brush. So, oh, I like this already, and we're not yet even done. We're 16 minutes in. So I'm gonna use my fan brush. I'm gonna dab onto my yellow and brown. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of black just to tone down the color. We don't want super yellow brown here. You can even add blue if you want, just to tone down the color. I'm gonna use this color and move my fan brush in an upright or in an upward direction to suggest grasses. Remember to leave spaces in between the grasses. Okay, so you can see here, I'm going this way, I'm going that way, I'm going this way. So just try to be, imagine the grasses right in front of you. How do they look like? They look like what? They look like they don't have any particular pattern, right? All right, now I'm gonna get a lighter version of that color. I'm gonna add a little bit of white and yellow. This is the lighter version. And we're just gonna do the same thing. Just move your brush like this. Right, I'm gonna dab onto my black, and in the same manner, I'm just gonna move vertically my fan brush to add more dimension to the spaces in between the grasses. All right, and then I'm gonna make some dark markings on the horizon line, separating the grasses and the water. Okay, like that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. Now I want to color the background skies. I know that it's just a tiny space. You can leave it as is, but I feel like it's empty. So I'm just gonna color it with the color of our sky, and that is purplish blue with more white probably, and a little bit of black, just to tone down the color. Very small part of the painting, but I think this will help the viewer to identify or to determine where the reflection is coming from. It's from the blue skies up here. Okay, maybe I'm gonna add more white this time, just to color that space. We don't want, I kind of don't like it when the canvas has a lot of space, unless I'm doing a still life, and even so, even for still life, I want some background colors. Okay. We'll go back to the grasses later. What we did with the grasses is very preliminary, so we will go back definitely. All right, now we can actually proceed to going back to the grasses. So I'm gonna use lighter brown this time. Okay, same color. I'm just lightening it. I'm applying some white for highlights. All right, like that. Okay, all right, I like it already. So now I'm gonna sketch the swan, because when we're done with the swan, it's easier for us to identify where the reflections are gonna go. So for the sketch of the swan, it's very easy. So I'm gonna get my white and black to create a gray color. Let's start first with the gray color. Before we highlight the swan, I'm gonna add a little bit of burnt sienna. So this will be the underpainting for the swan. It's more of a bluish brownish color. So everything is connected color wise, okay? Like that. Okay, I'm just gonna color it with the brownie color that we have here. And the beak. Like that. Okay. All right. That's the shape of the swan. Okay. Now let's go into some details. Let's start detailing already. I'm gonna get a more pointy brush. So I have this brush. I'm gonna use this to create small details. So I'm gonna get my black. And we're gonna draw first the beak. Okay, like that. Like that. Okay, so let's just darken here. Okay, now I'm gonna use a bigger brush. I'm gonna lighten the light brown color. I'm gonna lighten it even more, and let's do this part. The light is coming from the right side. Okay, now I'm gonna get again some brown. Let's darken like the neck. Okay, we're just darkening it. Even the face. Okay, I'm gonna get some gray color. Let's make it quite gray. And black. All right, like that. I'm gonna do some lighter colors on the head. Okay, let me check. All right. Okay, just more detailing. I'm gonna get my gray. Okay. Let's darken it. Okay, I told you guys that we'll be using red, so get your red now. I'm gonna get my red, mix it with white. Okay. Let's use this. For the beak. All right, like that. Maybe a little bit of hints of red. Okay. Again, we're gonna lighten. Okay, before we go back to detailing this one, all right, before we go back, let's do some reflections. I want the paint to dry because it's kind of hard for me to just layer over layer because it's still wet. So I'm gonna get my gray color. It's grayish brown actually. So this color, and let's do some water movement. Right like that. Okay. Let's go down. Actually, we need more white. Okay, so pure white. Let's still go horizontal in doing the reflections. Horizontal because reflections in the water are distorted. Therefore, they should not be the exact copy of the thing being reflected. So I'm gonna get some dark colors. Again, stick to the horizontal brush strokes. All right, and we're going to get our dark brown. So mix brown and black. Okay. Let's do the reflections. Yeah, I'm gonna get my black. Some gray. Okay, some white and then yellow and then brown. Okay, like this. What I really like about doing reflections is that since the reflection is distorted, I don't have to worry too much about details. Right. Let's get some more grass reflection. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of vertical just to make the reflections even more distorted. So it's a combination sometimes of vertical and horizontal brush strokes. Okay, like that. I know, guys, that sometimes my English is not that correct. Sometimes I'm not really in the mood to speak too much. So please forgive me if sometimes you cannot understand my English. Okay, I'm gonna make some black lines, horizontal lines still. And some vertical lines as well. All right. Let me check. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna have to do more detailing on the swan and of course the reflections. I want to soften the reflections. I feel like the reflections are too harsh. So I'm gonna get my white. So I'm just gonna allow this paint to travel all the way to the other part or section of the reflection. This is to make the reflections look more natural and more distorted. The more distorted it is, the more it looks natural. Just using white, nothing special here. Like that. More white. Again, stick to the horizontal way of applying the paint. You can use water to make it more watery. Let me check. All right, okay. I'm just gonna add more detailing on the swan. I'm gonna get my yellow and burnt sienna. All right, maybe white. I'm gonna glaze this part of the swan. Just a little bit of that color. Okay. Also on the waters. Alright, now I'm gonna use my palette knife. So I'm gonna get my gray color. I'm gonna use the back of the palette knife to create details on the water. Okay, my water bucket is okay, also here, down here. Just glide it horizontally on the canvas, just like that. Okay. I'm gonna get again my gray color. I want to gray my swan. We don't want it to be super bright. Okay, I'm gonna highlight the face. All right, I just separated the neck from the left side of the body. Oh, this is nice, guys. It's nice. Okay, adding more markings. So I'm gonna make the beak quite imperfect. All right, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna use pure white. So get your pure white. I'm gonna get more paint because my white is already contaminated with other colors. So in order for me not to mix any other color other than white, I'm gonna get pure white and a new brush. I'm gonna use this to highlight some areas. Okay, I'm still using white. Okay, this time I'm using some black and gently applying that color. I'm not really pressing hard on my canvas. I'm just allowing the tip of the brush to spread some dark colors, dark markings. All right. Let me check. Okay, now I'm gonna use a wider brush. I'm gonna glaze the water area using some grayy browny color. So I'm just mixing white, brown, and black. We want to glaze it. I'm gonna add a little bit of violet. The violet that we have here already. I'm gonna use a lot of water, okay? And white. Be careful with this step. But of course, when you commit a mistake, it's all right. It's just paint. So I'm gonna use a lot of water. As you can see, I'm dipping it in my bucket, and I'm just gonna spread that watery paint all over the reflection area. If you're worried that we just painted over what we just did, no, that's not true. Keep on brushing horizontally. You will see the image back again. We're just trying to glaze it. Okay, I'm gonna use my hand like that. Okay, like that. Okay. I'm gonna get my black again. Try to go back to certain areas, darkening some areas, not everything, okay? Just some areas. This is how we're going to distort the reflection. Okay, wash your brush out. All right, now let's go back to the grasses. I'm still gonna use some light browns. Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of white. To really lighten the right side. You know, this is a very simple painting. A very simple one. The colors, the subject, but since it's so simple, we should really focus on the detailing. I'm adding a little bit of yellow highlight. And brown. Let me check. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Oh my god, I love it so much. Okay, just gonna use some dark browns again, just to emphasize absence of light right here. Alright, like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my white, add a lot of water. Let's try to glaze again. All right. I'm gonna darken this corner. I want to frame the painting by darkening the corners, making the viewer focus more on the center. I think this is good, right? I think this is good, guys. So I'm just gonna glaze a little bit the Swan because I feel like there's the dark section, there's the light section. I'm just gonna use white to apply it to make that part of the Swan one, okay? See, just connecting those detailings. Yeah, like that. like this one. I really like this one. So I think I'm gonna sign this now. I think we're fine. We're good. I'm just adding hints of yellow. You know me, I'm trying to obsess over little things. Okay, just a hint of yellow on the grass. I think this is good, really, really good. So I'm gonna sign this now because I absolutely love this painting. I love my painting, guys. So I'm gonna sign this now. I'm gonna use a pointy brush to make my signature more fine. I'm gonna dab onto my white. I'm gonna sign right here. And we're done! We're done, guys! So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you're painting along with me to do this one, let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. So do all that stuff that I just said. So, see you in my next video, guys!